Think about it. What would you do if you woke up tomorrow morning and your lights, they wouldn't turn on, your appliances, they didn't work, and the food in your refrigerator was spoiled? I want you to take a moment and imagine that scenario because it might seem dramatic, but it's not far-fetched. And it has happened before, and it wasn't that long ago that it's happened. Do you remember a thing called COVID? One day, stores were fully stocked with essentials like toilet paper, and the next day you couldn't find a single roll anywhere. Now, this isn't just about survival. This is about understanding the risks before they show up on your doorstep. Seeing the unseen, preparing for what others ignore. Now that's not only a key to building wealth, but it's also essential to overall well-being. So before we dive into the topic of conversation today, I want to take a moment and introduce myself. My name is Ryan D. Lee, and I believe that financial freedom isn't just something that happens by accident. It's a result of taking control over your money and making bold moves, thinking outside of the Wall Street box. And my mission on this channel is pretty simple: to help you break free from traditional financial traps and live life on your own terms. Here we challenge conventional wisdom. We explore wealth building strategies that actually work. So if you're ready to think differently about money, then my friends, you're in the right place. Now the topic of conversation for this video is the hidden inflation crisis that no one is really talking about, but will be key to allocate some of your finances and some of your attention to making sure that your financial plan is indestructible, unbreakable, that you're using money as a tool to build and live a life that matters, one of full abundance. So let's dive into the topic of inflation, because this one, it's not going to be a typical inflation story. This is the American energy inflation. Decades of letting our energy infrastructure decay, paired with an urgent shift towards green energy, have put us in a pretty dangerous position in the United States. And right now, the American energy demand is building up faster than ever before. Today, we need energy for things like AI, blockchain, and our ability to meet that demand is falling apart. So in this video, number one, I'm going to show you why this is happening. Number two, how it impacts everything from your food costs to your energy bills. And then number three, what the powers that be are doing behind closed doors. So my friends, buckle up, because this one could be one of the most important videos that you watch on this entire channel. So let's dive into the first thing to understand as it relates to energy. Today, there is a major energy problem in the United States because we have a crumbling infrastructure at the same time paired with rising demand. So let's break it down. For decades, the US has let its energy infrastructure rust. We haven't kept up with maintenance or innovation, and now we're starting to switch over to green energy, and the system, it's cracking under all of this pressure. So while demand across the United States is skyrocketing, we can't keep up. States like Virginia, Texas, Arizona, all of them face the very same dilemma, and that means fewer resources for you and me. It's not just green energy that's to blame. As new tech industries emerge, from blockchain to AI, the demand for reliable energy, it's really starting to surge. The North American Electrical Reliability Corporation recently said that 300 million people could face outages from 2024 to 2028, and that's half of the country. So what does all of this massive demand for energy mean for you and I? Well, my friends, it comes down to an economic issue: supply and demand. And when the supply is low and the demand is high, what happens? Well, this is when massive price spikes start to take place. And the reality of this is, it's not some temporary issue. We cannot just elect a politician and hope that energy prices get back in alignment. Because of the way our infrastructure and grid is built, coupled with the rising demand for electricity, prices are going to rise, and they are going to rise fast. So all of this rising demand in energy is going to have a real impact on your wallet, from groceries to gasoline. So let's look at what has already happened. In 2024, it was one of the hottest years on record. What that means is energy bills climb. They climb from demand, they climb from consumption, and they climb from the rising cost of producing energy. And ultimately, throughout the country, there were several energy blackouts that people experienced over this last summer. So according to the latest reports, the average American household cooling bill during summer, the hottest months of the year, was around $720 just for the summer. And the ripple effect doesn't just stop there. This goes all the way through our prices that we pay for food, for gas. All of them are going up. So let's talk about solutions, because at the end of the day, that's really what the Wealth Outside of Wall Street YouTube channel is really all about. It's about empowering you, equipping you, and arming you with knowledge that you can apply with your money as a tool to live more abundantly. So the reality is that inflation, whether it's from bloated money supply or energy policy, it's real. We've all felt it. We can either wait for someone else to fix it, and probably good luck with that, or we can become the solution ourselves. I've always believed that the only real way forward is to take charge of your reality. So first off, let's talk about your way forward with investing. Now listen, at Wealth Outside of Wall Street, we talk about all different forms of investing, but the pinnacle that most people use inside of our community behind Wealth Outside of Wall Street is something called the passive income machine. And the key component of the passive income machine is it's all about aligning your money with economic conditions like the rising cost of inflation. Now, listen, for most people, things like inflation make them poorer over time. In fact, inflation is a headwind that's working against most people's financial plans. You put your money in the stock market, you put your money in some account, and you hope that it earns a high enough return to hopefully outpace inflation. And over the last couple of years, with inflation hitting all-time record highs, that's been hard to accomplish. But there are ways that you can actually use inflation to your advantage. There are assets that you can invest in that we highlight in the passive income machine investment system that actually help you align your money with inflation. As prices like energy go up, you get to reap the benefit of that by aligning your wealth with assets that rise with inflation. Now, the two core assets that the passive income machine focuses on is number one, overfunded high cash value life insurance, and number two, cash flowing real estate. Now, I want you to consider the advantage of both of these assets. Number one, the Vault is an overfunded life insurance policy that protects you from inflation. It protects you from rising taxes, and it protects you from all forms of market volatility. This creates a foundation of certainty for you. Then, with that certainty, we position your capital with cash flowing assets. And what this has the ability to do for you is to have multiple streams of income. One of the biggest challenges that most people face in their personal economics is they are solely responsible for paying for all of their bills. They have to wake up, go to work, trade their time, and hope that they earn enough money in order to cover the rising costs like energy, like we're talking about on this video. But I want you to imagine a scenario. What would your personal economic plan look like if you had multiple assets under your control and those assets were tied to inflation? Meaning that as inflation went up, from energy prices to the inflation of money, you actually grew wealthier because of that inflation. In addition to that, each one of these assets put a small stream of income into your personal budget every single month. Now, what this could help you do is obviously combat the rising cost of things in everyday life, like energy, but it could also help compound your wealth that much faster. Now, this video is not about investing in the passive income machine, but I do want to make you aware that having multiple streams of income by the way you invest is one of the most powerful ways to combat the rising cost of goods in your life. Now, another component of wealth is your ability to offset risks that you personally face, from your investment risks to the risk of inflation and the devaluing dollar. One of the things that we talk about inside of the passive income machine is having a game plan. And a game plan needs to help you both grow your wealth and position your capital in alignment with things like inflation, but it also needs to protect you from external risks that you can't do anything about. So one of the things that we talk about inside of doing a game plan with people is what we call a protection scorecard. This evaluates how well protected you are in all aspects of your wealth. And within this scorecard, there's a specialized focus on what we call your hedge scorecard, a personalized guide to fortifying your financial life against all forms of external risks. But what exactly is a hedge? Think of it as a shield, a layer of defense designed to safeguard your money, your assets, and even your way of life from unexpected disruptions. Risks external to those that you might be taking on your investments are what a hedge scorecard is meant to help you protect. These are risks that are external to our financial plan that we can ultimately plan ahead for and insulate us to give us the unbreakable wealth that we're looking for. For this video, a viable hedge would be your ability to maintain your standard of living during an energy crisis. A well thought out hedge ensures you're prepared to maintain stability while others may falter. Your hedge scorecard doesn't just highlight risks, it gives you actionable steps that you can take today to stay ahead of those potential disasters. This tool helps you understand how tangible assets like gold and silver, as well as modern alternatives like cryptocurrencies, can serve as strategic hedges, especially against risks like the decline of the dollar. Because what good is building all of your wealth and getting a good return on your other assets if your wealth can't stand the test of time? By integrating these elements into your passive income machine, your investment strategy, you're not just investing, you're proactively safeguarding your future, ensuring that no matter what happens, your wealth and your peace of mind remain secure. So consider becoming somewhat, if not completely, energy independent. Consider how you can build a hedge into your personal financial plan against the rising cost of energy. In financial terms, a hedge protects against all external risks. It's not about getting rich, it's about building resilience. So here's just a few action steps that you might consider taking for yourself to safeguard or hedge against the unpredictability of energy prices and energy availability. Consider solar panels or battery storage. Investing in solar panels with a battery backup can reduce your dependency on the grid, especially during peak demand times when prices start to skyrocket. In many states, there are government-sponsored programs to help you build this hedge of energy independence. Second, consider alternative to heating and cooling options, from geothermal all the way back to just the beginning of wood-burning stoves. There are cost-effective and energy-independent ways that you can keep your home comfortable year-round. Next, consider smart energy management systems. Today, technology can optimize your home's energy energy and help reduce the waste and lower your costs. Plus, many systems let you sell excess energy back to the grid and gain some financial benefit from the steps that you've taken to reduce your consumption in energy. So my friends, let's recap. The energy inflation is hitting us from all sides. Skyrocketing demand, crumbling infrastructure, and no real plan to meet our needs. You need to be prepared because this will affect every dollar that you spend, from your grocery bill all the way to the gas pump. And the so-called elites, their plan for this crisis is happening behind closed doors. They're not fixing the grid. They're doubling down on green energy without a backup plan. So don't expect any help from them, just expect things to get harder. Having this expectation in mind allows you to face reality for what it is. Rather than being scared about it or having anxiety about it, acknowledge the facts for what they are. Energy prices are going up. There is no real plan to bring these energy prices down anytime soon, and no one is coming to help you. So with those things in mind, form a plan for you, for your family, and even for your neighborhood. One of the things you could do is you could partner up with other neighbors around you and form an energy coalition, a hedge inside of your neighborhood from all of the external chaos that the world is facing. So if you're ready to take control and protect yourself as this unfolds, hit that subscribe button right now, because I drop strategies that help you with your financial plan every single week. Now, this video was a little bit different from the context of how to invest your money, but I do want you to consider this. Financial freedom, it's not just about having cash flow. It's about what you can trade your money for. And what you want to trade your money for is peace of mind, quality of life, and stability. Having a backup, having the ability to combat all of the rising prices in energy is going to be a key component to your financial plan. So my friends, I want to thank you for watching this video. Remember to take control of your money and control your future. The system may be broken, but you don't have to be. So join me on the next video and we'll continue to discuss how you can take control of your money, pull it off of Wall Street, and become financially free in 10 years or less. Fearless.